Okay, we're going to be demonstrating how to use the grid conversion formula. This is your chart. Sorry, this is the chart. You'll need to remember this chart. So when we go from a grid to non-grid, the formula will look like this. It'll be our grid conversion factor, mass with the grid over the mass without a grid. So here we have 10 mass. Our grid conversion factor was 4. If we do the math correctly, it'll be 2.5 mass. That'll be our new mass for a non-grid. And then when we go to increasing the grid ratio, we go from 40 mass to 8:1. It'll be, we don't know the mass, the new mass, but we know the grid ratio is 12:1. We go back to our chart. 12:1 is 5, and 8:1 is 4. So when we write the equation down, it'll look like this. And if we do our math correctly, it'll be 50 for our new mass. When you increase the grid ratio, it'll most likely require you to add the mass. It'll be an increased mass. When you decrease the grid ratio, it'll be similar as your first equation, and you're more likely going to have to decrease your mass when you go from a bigger grid to a smaller grid. So this is what it looks like. The grid conversion factor or Bucky factor can be used to determine the requirement adjusted in mass when changing from grid to non-grid, vice versa, or also changing different grid ratios.